So a question that I get frequently, I guess, is was I teased as a kid? First of all, I think that everybody was teased as a kid. Like everybody. Like if you weren't teased as a kid, then I feel like you were just too stupid to notice that people were making fun of you. You feel me? But yes, I was teased as a kid for a number of reasons. Some you know, some you don't. One of the most difficult things was when I moved to Washington from Florida in 7th grade. I show up at this new school, this new place, these new people. It was a real culture shock for me, actually, because I wasn't used to being around like one specific type of people. Until that point, pretty much everywhere I had lived had some large level of diversity. But in Washington, it was so many white people. But I was adopted by a white family, so that wasn't really strange to me. What was strange is that there was like no black people, like no black people. Like I graduated in a class of I think about 400. I believe there may have been 7 black people in that. That became a big problem because not only did people not know what, about black people, they didn't know what an albino was, they didn't know what legally blind was, they didn't know what ADHD was. So nobody could ever agree on like the problems I was having in school. One person say, oh, it's because he's black. He doesn't fucking, them motherfuckers don't know shit. Somebody else would be like, oh, he has ADHD. Somebody be like, that's fake. Somebody be like, oh, he can't see. Somebody else is like, that's because he's stupid. So there was never like a consensus on what to do. On more than one occasion, I've been called a nigger by a teacher during class and then been sent to the office. I had rocks thrown at me. I was jumped a lot, sometimes by 15 or more people. People tried to hit me with their car. I had death threats. And I didn't really have people coming to my aid. One, because I was the new kid, so I just didn't know anybody. And two, because the few people that I did know, they knew me for a couple months and they knew these other people for years and years, you know what I mean? There wasn't even really teachers that came to my aid, except Mr. Hendon. In middle school, Mr. Hendon was the shit, even though I did accidentally kick him in the chest one time when I was getting jumped. My bad, Mr. Hendon. Because of all this shit and more, I was a very, very angry kid, very emotional kid. I got in fights. I would blow up quickly. I was suicidal, then a motherfucker. But I could always find something funny. I could always find a perspective where the thing that I was looking at was funny. Maybe it wasn't this perspective or this perspective, but this perspective, hilarious. That ability to be able to switch perspective is what I think honestly makes me a decent comedian. What it also does is never let me get too comfortable with an idea. Gave me the ability to not just see how people misunderstand each other and how they don't connect, but why. Because when you go on stage, the crowd doesn't know you, but they also don't know each other. So what you're trying to do is get a bunch of people who don't have a whole lot in common to agree on this one thing, that this one thing I said is funny. That makes it so that if you can't see things from other people's perspectives, you are not going to raise the bar for your own comedy development. It's not about can you make everyone laugh, it's about can you make anyone laugh. If you want to be great, you're going to have to fail a lot because you're going to have to try everything. And the only way you're going to find out whether or not it works is to do it enough times to figure out why it does work or doesn't. When I was young, I was getting shit on by so many people from so many different backgrounds. I was trying to find the through line. Are they fucking with me because I'm albino? Do they not like me because I'm black? Do they not like me because I'm adopted? Do they not like me because I'm legally blind? What is it? Because I'm constantly looking at shit from my perspective, then another, then another, then another, there was never a one thing that I could come and be like, oh, this is the reason. These are the types of people that don't like me. So by that, I was like, oh, okay, so sometimes people are just not going to like you because they don't, and they don't even have a reason. Other times, they are going to have a reason, and that reason is stupid. And sometimes, they are going to have a reason, and the reason is valid. You suck. I never really thought that ability to do that was useful. I thought it sucked. Like, I was always like, man, it'd be so easy to just be racist, dog. Just to be like, you know what? The problem, it's them. So fucking better. Unfortunately, no, I gotta be thinking about shit. So I don't think that me being teased as a kid, tortured as a kid, really fucked with as bad as I was a good thing. I'm not happy that shit happened. And I don't know if it was even necessary for me to get to the place that I'm currently at. And I would do everything to avoid another kid having to go through some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like my son or some shit. Like I don't think me being fucked with turned me into a comic. Not every comic has a tragic story. I think that the best comics can find levity in anything, and that includes tragedy. So yes, I was teased pretty badly as a kid and an adult. Shit still happens. Look at the comment section. But I don't think that it defined me or made me the person that I am today. It just added to it.